Hey there. Hope you guys are doing well today. I am doing something a little different, not clay related. I started doing jelly printing, and I'm not very good at it, but it's so fun and I'm totally addicted. But I made some pendants, so I wanted to show you guys how I did those. So here are two prints that I did. These are like some of the first ones that I did, so they're not that great, but they have some interesting things on them that I feel like I can pull out. So I'm gonna do these. So I have a punch that happens to be the same exact size as this round one. So I'll show you that first, and then I'll show you how I do different shapes of the open bezels. And I will put links to everything in the description. So anyway, this is it's a 1-inch 25 millimeter, and this is a 25 millimeter as well. And what I do is, this comes with a little thing that holds the paper in, like if you're just going to be throwing them away or if you need to keep them, take that completely off. And then I take my paper and then I just kind of guide it around and look for a piece that I think is going to be interesting. Just kind of, if you guys can see that, just kind of go around, see where you want to punch. I kind of like that little area right there, and then just punch it out. Excuse me. So we have that. I'm using my sticky mat, and then this will fit. It'll fit just right in here. You just want to kind of fit it in so that it's good. I like to do it so it's a little bit curved in the back, because I am going to put resin on the back here as well as the front. So it's a little bit concave, like domed up a little bit. And then just put that right on the sticky mat. Make sure that's on there good. For a different shape, we're going to use our X-Acto. So find an interesting spot, and then you'll want to do it up towards the top so that you don't have to really worry about cutting that part off. But I will do, let's see, and you can go anywhere. You'll just have to cut that other part off. This kind of looks cool. That looks really cool. It almost looks like planets, if you guys can see that right there. So with this, you're going to want to cut on the inside of the piece, and be careful with your blade. If you wanted to trace the inside beforehand instead of just doing it this way, obviously you can do that, but I'm doing it this way. So just go all along the inside, right along the edge of your piece, and then it should just pop right out. And then you're going to put it in the same way. And I went off a little bit over there, so I'm just going to straighten it up. There. There. Okay, so there's that. And I'm going to put this over here because I will be the first to cut myself. So pop that in the same way. A little bit domed up, as you can see, possibly. I have a little bit of a gap at the top, but that's okay. I don't think it'll be too noticeable, but just be careful not to do that. So put that on the sticky mat. And then resin. So I do the resin in two parts. I fill it just so that it covers. This is the resin that I use. I will have a link to that also. But just fill it up just so it's just full enough. And then I use my little silicone tool to push it around. And then make sure you have all the edges. Just run a lighter over it to get rid of any bubbles. Do this one. Make sure it's all the way to the edges on everything. And then always go over it with the lighter real fast to make sure that there's no bubbles. And then we're going to take it over here. And I'm going to put it in my little tiny Pandora light. I just slide it right in. And I'm going to leave those in for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to pause this while those are in there, and I'll be back when they're done and to show you what's next. Okay, so this is how they look coming out. As you can see, there was that little gap up here, so there's a little hole. So I'm going to go ahead and do the backs of these, and then I'm going to go back and fill that little hole in. So just flip them over and then do the same thing. You're just going to fill these up. And then do the same thing. You want to make sure it goes all the way to the edge. Sticking to my sticky mat. All the way around. We're good. I think. And then take your lighter real quick. And then we're going to stick them back under the light for another 5 minutes. So I just wanted to say real quickly, the reason that I like the tiny Pandora light is that it stays on. If you're gonna do UV resin, do not buy the little cheap ones that they have that come with like UV resin kits, because they turn off after 15 seconds and you have to sit there and keep turning it on and off, and it's just a pain. So invest in a good one. I don't remember how much the tiny Pandora one was, but it's very reasonable, and it works fast, and it's so reliable. You can find other ones that do stay on. I like the tiny Pandora one, so I'll put a link for that. And I'm gonna let these cure, and I will be right back again. Okay, so these are out. The front and the back are done. So they're all sealed in there. This one, since I had that gap up there, I have to do a little bit more on here. I'm just going to fill that in and cure it again. But otherwise, they turned out good, as you can see. They look good. So it's pretty easy. I mean, that only took maybe 15 minutes or so to have a really cool looking pendant. So give it a try, guys. Show me what you got. Have fun. Bye.